into the issue at the Charlotte Brookson Academy with the pavilion where they are now housed. Based on the newspaper reports, I would like to inform the general public that the pavilion, which had been received by the Charlotte Brookson Academy, is equipped with chairs, tables, and student desks, as well as chairs. As previously stated in other press briefings, when these were sent and it was set up, they were sent from the Netherlands with large air-conditioned units, which were incompatible with the phases and cycles of electricity which is provided by NVGEBE, therefore rendering them unusable for the pavilions. An alternative method was sought out by the Ministry of Education in collaboration with VROMI to ensure that the students would be able to be in classrooms equipped with air conditioning. After some dialogue, the Ministry of Education, Culture and Science in the Netherlands agreed to purchase locally the compatible air-conditioned units for these pavilions. The Ministries of Education and VROMI, as well as NVGEBE, have been since then diligently working to rectify the issue which has occurred with the breakers continuously tripping. Yesterday, after several days of consultation with the Charlotte Brookson Academy's management, the consultant on the case informed and confirmed to us that the air-conditioned units are now functioning properly, and that students can continue without being disturbed. We have gone over and beyond as a ministry to ensure that there is accommodations for Charlotte Brookson, which did not have its own accommodations prior to Hurricane Irma. They were temporarily housed in the old government building, which also sustained way too much damage for them to continue to be there. So this posed a serious challenge for the ministry. We were happy to be able to collaborate with the Ministry of Education, Culture and Science in the Netherlands to be able to provide them, as well as 2 other schools, with the pavilions, which can house 6 classrooms. Of course, while it is not an ideal situation, it is an emergency fix, and we will continue to collaborate with CBA as well as the other schools to make sure that they are able to conduct and help where necessary. We would like to clarify, however, that, and to especially with the management of these institutions, that open dialogue is key for us to be able to deal with these challenges. We had not received in the past week, prior to school starting, any verbal or written communications concerning the setbacks that they were facing until we saw it in the papers recently. To our knowledge, the situation had already been resolved. As we move forward, we would expect that all 3 schools would continue to have open dialogue with the ministry so that we can assist when we are made aware of these issues that apply to not only these pavilions, but all educational, sporting, and youth facilities that fall within our purview. We continue to be dedicated to enhance education, knowing that we are in a recovery period and knowing that there are much, conditions that are not exactly that we would like them to have. Of course, the situation with the smoke also posed another problem, but that is for everybody living in that area and working in that area. And so therefore, we hope to be able to deal with these situations, which are not new to the island, in a structural manner as soon as possible. From the Cultural Department, I would like to remind the general public that the National Day of Prayer is coming up this Sunday. The government of St. Martin, in collaboration with the Christian Council, the St. Martin United Ministerial Foundation, and the Seventh-day Adventist Church, is hosting the annual National Day of Prayer, which will be held Sunday, January 14th at 4 p.m. right here in front of the new government building. These 2 sessions, actually we had a Thanksgiving session last at the end of the year when the hurricane season ended. Both these prayer days, services, ecumenical services came about as a direct result after Hurricane Louis in 1995. It was a way of us going back to our cultural roots of being a community rooted in Christian faith and giving thanks, first of all, at the end of the year for taking us through the hurricane season, and then at the beginning of the year, having a National Day of Prayer in which we would like to cover the island of St. Martin by His grace. The theme for this year's National Day of Prayer is Repentance Will Result in the Glory of God on this land. The Christian Community Councils and the Ministerial Foundation are the ones who put the whole program together. Of course, your servants will be there, and we implore all in the general public to come out and be blessed, to put your hands and voices together to pray for St. Martin. We are definitely here on St. Martin in need of prayer.
Hey guys, did you know that now with Telcel, if you accumulate $25 or more within one calendar month, you get 15 more?
15 more?
Yes, 15 more. However you want.
So I can top up $3 now, $10 next week, and so on until I reach or pass $25?
That's right. Get 15 more.
Wow! I feel like a 15 again.
Yeah. Right. Accumulate $25 or more within one calendar month and get 15 more. Telcel, when you want more.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NV.
I had a meeting with Mr. Hansel Eitens, the Director General of Recovery of the Netherlands, and his team. And we look at where we are at right now. And, you know, in the past, I've said that the whole recovery, we're talking about projects and you know, things that can be executed and the amount of money that would be available to spend on those projects. And I've cautioned all the time and said, look, it's not a matter of a bag of money going to be opened and everybody can have some of it to do what they need to do. St. Martin have different areas where we suffered damage after the hurricane. Some of those areas are visible and other areas are not so visible. In a sense, the effect that it has on our economy is one of those areas, a combination of the two. You know, I can remember the days when if we have 6 ships in port, it was like, okay, normal day. Now we are happy if we see 3 ships in port. That is our effect of the hurricane. The visible part is that we see 3 ships physically instead of 6, but the non-so-visible part is the economic activity that is generated by only 3 ships instead of 6 ships. And those are issues that go beyond the term a project. Those are issues that need serious consideration, planning, etc., by experts as to what needs to be done and how it would be done to get the economy moving. The project in the last press briefing where I was present, it was announced that the early recovery projects, mostly executed by NGOs, would be have started, and those funds were made available, some 7 million euro. Right there, I would also like to dispel the notion of some of what is circulated as if the government is not involved and the government is not doing anything. I think a few days ago in the newspaper, you saw where for the project that is being executed by the White and Yellow Cross, where it was called upon, folks could go to the social welfare department to register. Okay, that the social welfare department, that department is not, it doesn't belong to the White and Yellow Cross, it belongs to government. So, you know, the notion that we are not involved and we are not doing anything is not true. And we are very much involved and will be doing even more. And some of the projects itself that directly, my colleague, Minister Jacobs, mentioned the one with the 8 million guilders. That is 8 million guilders of government's money, but in the budget amendment, it would be added to the budget help that we would be getting. But that is a project, as the minister said, that would be executed, coordinated exactly by the governance. So the early recovery project, if I'm not mistaken, we also had the roof repair project. I don't know why my colleague did not mention it. He has been fighting for a very long time to get that project through. There were some hiccups pertaining to procedures. We ironed all of those out, and the minister managed to get that through the Council of Ministers yesterday. So we will be working out the details to get that project going and moving. So again, government is very much involved in these initial projects. The next move, the next thing that has to happen would be, and it was explained that the World Bank would be involved in this project or in this whole recovery process. And to that effect, the government has submitted a request to the World Bank to assist in the first stage. And the first stage is what is called reimbursable assessment. It's part of the reimbursable assessment service. What is going to happen there is that the World Bank would have a team come to St. Martin, and that team would be evaluating all of the assessments that were made to date. So we have information from our national recovery team. We have from the ICLAC, if I'm not mistaken, all of these reports, different organizations, local and international, have made assessments. And now the World Bank would be assisting us looking at all of those assessments and putting them together to come to one document, which would serve then as the national recovery plan for St. Martin. Mind you, the World Bank would be assisting with the expertise in doing it. It is a St. Martin document, it is a St. Martin input, you know, and the notion that we have no input or others are doing it for us, we have to dispel that notion. And we have to stop creating that information. St. Martin is involved and will remain involved. After all, it is our recovery. So that letter has gone out, and the plans are being made now when the representative of the World Bank would be coming to St. Martin to continue and to do that assessment. The Netherlands is basically finalizing the last stage of the regulating the trust fund with the World Bank. And now that St. Martin has also requested that assistance, and there are no conditions or what have you not. All of that is for a couple of weeks now out of the way. The Netherlands should be finalizing their administrative agreement with the World Bank for the setting up of the trust fund. There's another agreement that has to be regulated, which is the grant agreement, which would be between St. Martin and the World Bank. So we have to look at it in a situation where the donor, the one who's putting up the money, is the Netherlands, and they have an agreement with the World Bank as to what that money is for, and asking the World Bank to manage that fund. And on the other end, that fund, it is a one donor, one recipient system, because there's only one donor, it's only the Netherlands, and there's only one recipient, there's St. Martin. And from the other end, St. Martin would be, by means of submitting projects and how this money is going to be spent, will be tapping into that fund. That's how it's going to work. Besides that, because I think what we should also be aware of is not all of that 550 million euro is going to go in that trust fund. Okay? Some of the projects or things can be directly financed by the Netherlands. So you also have a direct assistance that can take place on certain projects. Besides that, you also have the joint Franco-Dutch efforts. So it could mean also that other means of funding, for instance, European funding, once these projects are jointly done between the Dutch and the French side, okay, I can think, for instance, on the waste disposal or some other type of project that in cases for many years we have been discussing with the French side about certain projects that we can do jointly. This is maybe an opportunity where we can execute those projects. So what I want to get across that it's bigger. This whole setup, it's a bigger and more complicated effort than sometimes it would be made to appear. However, we are on track. We are doing everything that we have to be doing. Funds are being released. The agreements that need to be negotiated and signed are in process, and we are on schedule in doing so. And we would be keeping the public informed with the progress of what is happening.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as MyCard. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to MyCard. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free Fun Miles with first use. Switch to MyCard today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
Hey guys, did you know that now with Telcel, if you accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month, you get 15 more?
15 more?
Yes, 15 more. However you want.
So I can top up $3 now, $10 next week, and so on until I reach or pass $25?
That's right. Get 15 more.
Wow! I feel like a 15 again.
Yeah. Right. Accumulate $25 or more within 1 calendar month and get 15 more. Telcel. When you Want more?
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
1,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
Another issue. These are my members, these are my colleagues, and they will tell you exactly what was done and what was said. Minister Christopher Emmanuel, private citizen Christopher Emmanuel, did not file any criminal case against Minister Lee. What does the Daily Herald do? Oh, publish it verbatim on Fernando Clark Tuesday night program. This is what the minister said. When you ask them, where's the recording? Absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. Verbatim. And then what you read yesterday, as a private citizen, he filed a complaint. Really? No, I did not. What I did, I wrote a letter to the Council of Ministers. I CC'd that letter to the prosecutor's office, to the governor's cabinet, and to the Parliament of St. Martin. How come they ain't said those things? How come those things are not reported in the media, where all the letter went? That's what I did. I never went and filed a criminal complaint. Absolutely not true. But the papers publish it verbatim, as it is truth. Absolutely not so. And these are the things that I'm talking about. So it doesn't matter how many times you come up and you clarify an issue. Like I said earlier, when you don't read the papers, you're uninformed. And when you do read the papers, you're misinformed. So please, seek the truth. Get the facts. Because right now, from what I'm reading over and over, it's nothing close to the truth and nothing close to the facts.
Now, I know you all had to have a meeting with the Minister of Health concerned about the same situation. How does that stand at this point?
The Minister of Health actually was off island when we tried to reach him. What we know is that the Minister is willing to have a meeting with us, but we have still not we still did not get from him a date and a time. I think because of Postulation Day and all of the things surrounding that will be coming soon. That will be forwarded soon, because in a message that he sent to me, he said he would like to discuss the questions and the statements that we have provided a few weeks ago.
I don't know if you wanted to give the inside of the meeting of the hospital, what exactly the cost operation is. Is it the whole operation of the hospital, or is just certain sections?
No, they spoke about for the operations of the hospital, the total budget to get an income that can level the cost because they are a foundation. They are not here to make profit, but they have to balance the costs. So that is where the tariff increase came in, and where they also want, with the private insurance companies, to reach to an agreement about the new tariffs.
Are you satisfied with the outcome of the meeting?
Yes, as a first step towards dialogue, where we can influence decision taking in the future, yes.
And yourself?
Well, yes, it is important, in society, having a dialogue. Parties get to know each other and also exchange opinion and can only make the product or whatever you're pursuing better. So yes, it is a positive, has been a positive meeting, and we look forward continue and even becoming a partner, or they're also a partner with the Consumers Coalition, because we can then approach the other stakeholders, which is the SZV, the ministry, even the inspectorate. We can approach and have a more broader dialogue and have more parties included in the interests of healthcare in general, because it seems simple. It's a me issue. It's not only me. It's so broad that, for example, often we don't think about tourists at certain level, or even cruise industry, make decisions in terms of bringing tourists to the island based on your health, your quality service. So it is important that we and quality is guaranteed for the tourists automatically. It shouldn't be that way per se, but automatically it guarantees the citizens also qualitative health care. So we look forward to continue enhancing it in whatever way, be it by ideas also that we put forward on the table. The financial aspect we have to always take into consideration, but that should not infringe on qualitative health care. And we want to also guarantee that the quality health care is there, but not that you find an increase, and what in exchange, that there is no guarantee for quality. And we look forward for the standardization of health care. That means from the least professional to the expert in the field, and the service, you understand me, from administration, that things are done efficiently, it is effectively. There's innovation in healthcare, so the suffering of patient wouldn't be will be drastically reduced. And also that it's done that people can be released at a faster and return to the workplace in a faster manner, because we implement technology to go along with the healthcare. You understand? And all that it's a broad industry, but we look at it not only from consumer strictly me aspect, but also that you guarantee that the person is happy at the end of the day, and that my institution will continue financially without any burden or stress. We also discuss other aspect, because you have the human rights issue that needs to be guaranteed where this is concerned. You have also, when you talk about human rights, then you know that there is a guarantor of the human rights, and the discussion about the kingdom government participation and guaranteeing the healthcare aspect of the human rights of all the citizens in this side of the territory of the kingdom needs to be put on the table and discussed. And that also, that educational aspect there, we constantly keep putting forward discourse here, and to bring the awareness to other professionals that the human rights of the people in the Caribbean part of this kingdom need to be guaranteed. And the guarantor for that is a kingdom. And guarantee doesn't come only with words, come also by making the resources available, including money.